Sami reside in Norway. Sami people herd reindeer and live in nature like Native Americans. At 5, I had an experience. My mom, aunt, and I walked at night in the cold, clear skies and a beautiful moon. As we walked home one night, my aunt remarked, "What is that?" UFO or saucer was seen. It was oval with a tiny oval next to it, almost like a connection. I shouted, "Oh, God, look, there are 2 moons in the sky, about 4 or 5. Later discovered 2 moons were impossible. Though dim, this object emanated light. Though it didn't shine, I kept looking at it. As I searched, the object or light enveloped me. I heard my mother and aunt worriedly discussing the light while I was enchanted, but I was enveloped in light, filled with love and joy. Since I wasn't from Earth and my family was in the stars, I felt that my family was coming to collect me and take me home. They arrived to my delight. I thought, finally, you're coming to pick me up and take me home. That light meant love. I was interrupted as my mother and aunt were talking, and we were ready to walk inside. Since it was above us, I saw the light rise and go. Was scared or unhappy. Cried, "No, no, no, don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Don't go. You left without picking me up." It broke hearts. I was 4 or 5, and seeing them depart broke my heart. We communicated telepathically. I think they sensed my pain. Then, "Don't worry. We will come and visit you again, and we will always be with you. We will never leave you." We went inside and years passed. My early teens, my eyes were fixed on the window at night. Always sat outside and watched the stars, the anticipation of being picked up. Asked, "Why didn't you come? And I really miss you. And I don't belong here. I don't feel I belong here. This is not my real family." I gazed into the sky to communicate telepathically, but knowing they were there and I was okay always made me feel better. Next, Granny, another tale. Since I lived next to my grandma and mother, she came in. One night, my cousin and I discussed UFOs. In our early teens, we discussed, are there really aliens out there? Or I call them extraterrestrials or ETs. But we didn't have that language right then and there. And are there really someone out there, or ETs on other planets with life on and everything? When my grandmother entered the living room. My grandmother was native. She never read or watched TV. She can't have known about ETs or UFOs. "What are you talking about? It actually happened to me," she said as she entered. What, mother? What do you mean happened to you?" "I was actually visited by ETs in the UFO when they took me on a trip." My cousin peered at me. We looked at grandmother. I say, "Grandmother, yeah." I add, "I'm sorry. I couldn't have told you earlier because I was afraid that the family would think I was crazy and they would put me away in a mental hospital or something." Adds. She continued her journey. She concluded, "I want to talk about it. I want to tell you too about it because you're obviously interested in this topic. Actually, extraordinary. It's amazing, after years of carrying it." She said she was alone in the summer cabin. We owned 2 houses and a summer house. Her house had no roads, near the sea. The house and boathouse were there. She was alone at night. Her bedtime approached. She said she heard a strong voice telling her to go to the boathouse while on the bed. She asked, "What?" Was like, "What? Who?" This voice was too strong to resist. So she said, "Well, I just had to get up and go outside and go down to the boathouse to see what was there." When she arrived, she saw a UFO parked next to the boathouse at the sea, and we were like, What? She described the UFO perfectly, and we said, "There's no way my grandmother could have known. We'll take you on a journey, but we'll return you," she said. "Oh, and where?" There were no chairs, so she said, "Okay, I'll just sit down. Don't. It's fantastic. Just sat. I felt like I was sitting in the room or air. There were no chairs. She sat down correctly, was okay, and thought everything was unusual. After following the directions, she spotted a window opening in front of her and insisted on looking. So she did. She saw the house, boathouse, and sea diminishing, and realized, oh my God, she's moving away. She worried since she liked cooking and was the lady who made family dinners. How should I eat? How will I eat and cook on this lengthy trip? He said. Don't worry. No need. No need. You just, observe and come with us. And don't worry. We will put you back again. Take you home. Or, okay. They got her to relax. Still looking away, she saw the home and everything else disappearing and shrinking. Norway as a landscape, and the earth as a tennis ball, which she said was magnificent and stared at. Soon after, she was sitting at her bedside again and said, oh, they must have brought me back. No, I didn't stay in bed. I went to, and now I'm back. She said this was an amazing experience and said, okay then. I think she went to bed. However, before her experiment, she was frightened of dying. After thinking about it, she was terrified of walking in the dark without a flashlight. However, she always carried a flashlight between houses. She added that following that encounter, she never feared dying or the dark again. The experiment gave her these benefits, like erasing her dread of death and not needing a flashlight in the dark. Recall her usually walking in the dark after that. We couldn't see her arriving. Like, grandmother, are you coming? Yes, I'm coming. And she was black, so she never used the spotlight again. When she recounted her experience, it confirmed what I saw when I was 5 years old and my connection with the stars and extraterrestrials. That was helpful when I later moved from North Norway to the south and into an apartment in the capital. This encounter tormented me forever. The story my grandmother told us inspired me to pursue researching UFOs and ETs. I had several adventures in this southern Norwegian flat. Do you want me to discuss some? I've seen many UFOs and lights. They usually let me know when they're there, so I can go outdoors. They blink 3 times to say hello, and they do it often. They heal me and communicate telepathically. They mended my knee and hip in the bedroom. They healed me, and I could see their fingerprints and fingers. I'm seeing them, and I met one. When I went to bed, I felt someone lying next to me and thought, okay, I'll look at it. So I turned around and gazed straight into the big black eyes. I can also see these ET, not aliens, pals. I stared into his eyes. He had brown skin, a wrinkly face, and appeared quite ancient. Recognized him as an old extraterrestrial builder species and was drawn to his eyes. Traveled when I stared into his eyes. This cosmic journey was mine. There were stars, planets, and everything speeding by me. And I felt like he wanted me to portray the cosmos and universe with all its planets, stars, and everything. He took me on a lovely journey. When I met them, I was afraid, but they left because they're respectful. They always announce themselves first. I was afraid the first time, and they left. Please don't scare me again. You should visit me. After that, I wasn't scared, so they came multiple times to heal me and such. I met them in person and meditated. I see them and conduct trance meditations with them when they appear, and we communicate telepathically. I've also met Sirians, Pleiadians, and Andromedans. I've met numerous people throughout the years, and they visit me. I've photographed orbs and light beings and put them on my website. I've seen blue orbs for 2 or 3 years. When blown, these bubbles look like blue orbs. At first, I could only photograph them. Now I can see them. Just enter the room and fly by. How are you? They reply. Occasionally they provide telepathic signals about my awareness expansion, and occasionally about the world or other people. My recent encounters with these are these, called blues or blue orbs. They are more like scientists visiting Earth to see what's happening and what we're doing. Yes, but they're lovely. I see them. They may stay a week or two. I see them every day, popping here, popping there, blue light here, and then they leave for weeks and return. I still communicate with them and can finally see them with my eyes, as well as in meditation and trance sessions. Also this side, the side of this, like the human finger. Yeah, the size, no, twice as big, twice as long. Of course, when they came to heal me, that's another story. This interview is too short for all my stories. However, they sometimes appear. And when I saw the fingers, they were twice as long as ours and worked on me. Fingerprints were on my stomach. They were pressing on my tummy. And when I looked down, I saw long fingerprints. However, each time they healed me and performed these treatments, I was paralyzed. Bit paralyzed. It's not sleep paralysis, but I was paralyzed and couldn't move. I was awake, alert, and could move my eyes. I could see what was going in the room. Then they came and did something to disconnect me, because our bodies react to fear and want to flee. I didn't connect with my body. They had to detach me from my body so they could only access my consciousness and awareness. That was an amazing experience. Yeah, I was never terrified. I understood they had to do that to interact with me. Their operation is fascinating. I can telepathically communicate with them and ask them questions in meditation. They also appear in my dreams and sleep. When they appear as blue spheres in the room, I think, okay, I can see you now physically. Then I stop and listen. They often have small or large messages for me. Blue beings, who are you? In trance meditation, they appeared as consciousnesses in blue spheres. Asked, can you describe yourself, your appearance, and everything? They transported me straight up, consciously or in consciousness, spaceship, and I could see one of them. Blue is my communication partner. He's humorous, knowledgeable, and always has messages for me. You just have to ask, and we will take you with us and come visit us in our spacecraft, and we can have some discussions. You want to know whether they had any messages regarding. Okay, so they have sent me personal messages and messages for humanity. Many messages have been given, but the main ones are that we have gotten so alienated from ourselves, humanity, animals, nature, and the earth. They suggest we think about to reconnect with nature, Mother Earth, animals, and nature. What we are doing currently disconnects us from ourselves, not understanding who we are as powerful human beings, and we end up doing bad things to ourselves, each other, nature, animals, and everything else because we are so lost. We damage the earth, nature, everything else. They don't want that because we'll pay if we keep doing it. Because what you put out there is what you get, right? It's like doing good brings good. If you do something bad, we must learn the repercussions. They want us to connect with ourselves and grow our consciousness to realize our power. We manifest what we think, feel, and focus on. They wish to guide us, like caring elder brothers and sisters. They want us to grow up, have a loving heart, be mindful, and extend our consciousness so we can build a peaceful, harmonious, and balanced world. Because if we don't, we'll destroy a balanced world. Because if we don't, we'll destroy everything around us, which is bad. They slowly and consistently themselves first. We are who we are. Also, heal deeply inside. Heal ourselves to heal everything and everyone around us, right? That will definitely produce a world of peace, harmony, and balance. We cannot sit here and wait for them, except for guiding us from where they are. They are not coming here to aid us. However, they want us to work and accept responsibility. They also advise us not to. We should use our heart brain, which is smaller than our mental brain, to think for ourselves. When we do, we'll know right from wrong. We must heal ourselves, the animals, people, environment, nature, and Earth. It's our duty. They also talked about how we should think for ourselves and not trust the current system, governments, or leaders. We need a new lifestyle, system, and governance on a new Earth, and we should join new heartfelt